Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates, especially on this channel where I like to go deep. I like to look at everything. So also look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and we see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. And you have to keep that in mind if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, because part of the reading is going to be a shadow reading. And yes, all readings are done live stream, just so that you know. So if you're going to enter into for a win, if you're going to enter into winning a free reading with me, you have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also write the word of the video in your comment bar. But you have to also be willing to obviously get a shadow reading and have it done live. I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone. And that's not just what's best for the winner, not just what's best for me, but the readings are healing style readings. So collectively, right? All right. Now, I also want you to know that if anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you want to check out in the description box. So if you're connected to any other zodiac, you might want to check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel. Give that channel some love. That channel doesn't get any exposure at all. I don't know why, what it is. It's almost like it's the misfit channel of my channels. And then I have the Scorpio channel. And I think that has to do with my block, just because that's the channel that I'm like, that I first started. And it took forever. And then I started another channel, which was this channel. And it's not that I didn't care, I just didn't have any expectation. So now you may say, why are you telling me this, Laura? Well, again, I have a feeling that it has something to do within your reading, that when we have expectation, when we have a desire for something and we have blocks into believing that we can obtain abundance, and whether that's abundance through love or whether that's abundance through financial stability, whether it's recognition, whatever it is, when we have a block towards it, it's what happens is if we have an attachment, then we get overstimulated. And what ends up happening is we always wind up sabotaging it somehow, some way. And whether or not we are not consistent enough, whether or not, whatever the issue is, there's many different reasons why a person sabotages their opportunities. So I'm kind of feeling, because I was called to share that story, that means something, that somebody is sabotaging their opportunities. And I have a feeling that is the person that's connected to you. But understand what creates that. Again, when we look at things from a spiritual perspective, we don't look at it from what we're seeing. We're looking at it from what the person feels, what are their core beliefs, because their actions and their behaviorisms, everybody's actions and behaviorisms are based on their core beliefs. And I believe that you have the same block, only it's again when you get overstimulated, but I don't think that you get overstimulated the way that this person does around people. Like if it's a connection that they don't really care about, it's like they can have a good connection, like, or it looks good. The moment that the person actually has feelings, it's like that's when the sabotaging behavior comes out. So, and that's from severe trauma, by the way. All right, so again, we're gonna see why I channeled that information out, why I was told to share that information. I never know how, you know, the reading's gonna start, how it's gonna open, how it's gonna end. It's always different. And that's again the way that spirit does it, because it doesn't want us to get comfortable with expecting, because life isn't that way. We have to learn how to go with the flow of life, and we can learn how to go with the flow of life when we're strong within ourselves. The person that you're connected to is not strong within themselves. I feel like you're in a place of getting strong within yourself. So you've taken some time to do some introspection, some shadow work. Reflection is important. Again, negativity has, and this is again the culprit, negativity. And this is what I said about the sabotaging behavior. This is going to be the word that you put in the comment bar, by the way. It's the underlining energy, but we knew that because of what I told you before. It's like this person has sabotaging behaviors as soon as they want something. It's like they have a feeling of shame. That's really the heavy energy, where it's just negative energy. When we have shame, we tend to look at it's it distorts our perceptions about ourselves and the world around us. Where I feel like this person again looks at the world almost as if it's not possible for them to be happy. And that's because they recreate the same experience. So that is their core belief, but it's their core belief because they continually sabotage themselves within love. And that love energy, that sabotaging, when you have people in your life that, there's emotional, toxic energy, what happens is unfortunately it bleeds into other areas. So I feel like every time this person gets into a relationship with someone, they lose everything. Or they don't walk away without scratches. It's like they walk away with a lot of scratches. And the reason why is because they have childhood wounds. This isn't something that just happened. People don't have sabotaging behaviorisms over one experience. Not like this, not in every single relationship. This is every single relationship. This person is seen as negative. And it's because, again, that's what they believe about themselves. Now, will that look like that? No, a lot of times it looks like arrogance. A lot of times it'll look like, you know, uh, a person that deliberately tries to make people in their environment, in their community, think that they're a good person, whether they do charity work, whether they're always volunteering. It's again, they want to be seen in that light, but they don't believe that it can happen. And that's the issue. When we believe that it can happen, then our habits aren't in alignment with that. So I feel like for some, this person drinks a lot. They may do drugs on top of it. I feel like somebody pops pills too much. Again, they were like had it for like a health issue, and now it's become like an addiction. And so when we hold on to negative energy for long periods of time, it doesn't feel good. It makes us feel tired. You ever be around someone that's negative and you're like, I got a headache? It's because, again, they're vibing at a low vibration. And so over time, if you're holding that energy inside of you because you're an energy being, it begins to affect you on a physical level. Why? Because the energy is blocking every single chakra. And you can tell by the person's behaviorisms. They're not as present, they're emotional, they let their addictions run their life, whether they are overeating, they always seem to have to be overstimulated. And it's because person that feels very tired and very lethargic, they try to raise their own energy. It's a subconscious thing that happens. It's this is how addiction is really created. It's created because you feel so bad about yourself. And you're viewing the world through this negative perception that nothing ever good can ever happen for you. And then what happens is that you draw people and other situations and experiences to you that continually tell you that message, and it begins to get really tired. We begin to fall into a depression, and people that are depressed, they can't get out of bed. The reason why is, again, there's a low energy, and it's because their chakras are blocked. It's because on a spiritual level, that person again doesn't know who they are. They are not who they say they are is everything on a low energy. So that's why we always say we have to give people that are hurt and people that do have this energy, that do negative things, they have a negative mindset. And so, we can see that they can't have good relationships because they have sabotaging behaviorisms. They get in their own way. We always tell people that you have to give those people love. It's not try and change them and give them love. It's not even go into their life and give them love. It's just wish them well and on their way with love. Because again, you can't heal the person. The person has got to want to heal. The good news is I feel like this person is at a place where they're like, I'm tired. Because I don't feel like they're young. I don't feel like they're in their 20s, anymore. I feel like they're in their late 30s, they're in their 40s, they're in their 50s, some are even in their 60s and 70s. Okay. This is a collective reading. So it's a long time. And even if they were 20, imagine 20 years thinking the same negative thought about yourself, and think about what you're attracting to you for the past 20 years. Think about how that person will begin to hold that energy in their body. Their shoulders become slumped. Their head becomes shrunk. And so, of course, this person wants to be seen in a good light. But unfortunately, I feel like because they're in such a bad place, there's not a lot of energy. And I understand that this only can happen if you've had one bad relationship after another bad relationship. So you are in there, but we have to actually begin, because this person's so low, I feel like you're not even feeling them. And it's because there's addiction there. They're not in their body. You're not going to feel them because their mind is not going to be on anything. When a person drinks, they don't give a fuck. And that's the energy there. That's why I said it's not even like, well, I don't know. I don't know what drugs would feel like, but I know with pot, I think that if this person was smoking, that pot, you can have a tendency to ruminate, and think about things and get, I can't say the word philosophical. This is not that. This is where I feel like this person is zoned out. So you're not feeling them. And so again, when they were with you, however, again, they constantly needed attention, which again, a person that doesn't feel good about themselves does. And that it stems from the inner child not getting the love, the nurturing that they needed, the support that they needed when they were growing up, and then obviously never leaving that environment. So it's been a long time. It's been a long life of the same, is what I see here. So people come into their life, they don't really leave. So they might own a business. They might, be someone that again volunteers within the community so that they know everybody in their community. They again want to be seen in a certain light, because again, when a person feels bad about themselves, they want to change themselves, and they don't know. Again, they might have heard healing's an inside job, but it's again that so on the surface, the person's like, I don't know. I'm going to take hold of my life though. I'm going to change it. The problem is they take themselves into every good experience and create the same bad experiences, where people again see them as the same karmic theme, which is, like someone that doesn't have good energy, someone that sabotages themselves. So might show up at an event to volunteer drunk, might not show up, says one thing, does another, doesn't really remember, because remember, if we're just doing things to impress people, it's not authentic. We don't remember it. It has no meaning, and people can feel that too. And that's really what it is. This person feels like a little bit of a phony baloney. In the beginning, they don't, because people aren't looking for it. people have their guard down and they say, well, maybe it's an off day. Again, this person seems nice, not looking for something, but the moment that somebody shows something, which again, if this person wants to see seen as someone important, wanting to steal the spotlight, well, it means that they're showing up a lot. So people again get to know people over time. People show who they are over time. And that's what this person doesn't get. They try to do like a temporary thing, like, let me go to this fundraiser, let me like give money, let me do this. And they're nice acts, but they're acts that there's no heart behind it. It's just to be seen. And expectations. So again, I feel like this person also tends to be a little bit of, I want to say, a narcissist. When people have very negative energy, they have low energy, and so the expectation is it's how they perceived you. And I feel like you're very pretty, you get a lot of attention, people again like you, or this is their perception. You might be like, I don't see it that way, or this person, how would this person know? And I think it's because um whatever you post on social media, again, this person doesn't get close, so it's whatever they perceive. And what a person's perception is, well, is, I would say, 30% real and 80% imagination. And so you bring something to the table that this person perceives, and it's something that they don't have. And it's, again, I feel like it's your authenticity, to be honest with you. I feel like you're someone out and about that does things, that has friends, that help, might not be in the community helping out, but again, does things within your business, does things with your friends. It seems like you have a happy life. Seems like you connect with a lot of different people. And so there's a sense of, if I'm with you, that energy is gonna rub off on me. Where it's, again, a lot is fantasy because this person's not grounded, because a person, when they don't feel good about themselves, they have that much like negative energy, and that's heavy. We feel lethargic, but this person's not, they're in their imaginations a lot. They're again, and then when you would call them out on, like, hey, you're not really being consistent, or again, you would say something that, would expose them. And when I say expose them, this person wants to appear like they're perfect. A person wants to always appear as if they're perfect when they feel flawed. They know the way that they try to do it, because again, they feel like everybody, is gonna like view them the way that they view themselves. So they again overcompensate to do things like, again, for the show, like I said. And then when you would call them out on stuff, again, they'd be self-righteous. It's again like, who are you to tell me? Like, you're like judging me, like twisting it around when you're not judging them. It's like they just never would admit that they were wrong, just never would admit anything. So again, your relationship with them was really surface, because try to be in a relationship with someone that tries to be perfect but is negative. Well, understand that person is also not capable of clapping for you. That person also, because they're secretly in competition with you. And that's the problem when a person's not on the same vibration. And the reason why I say that is because of the self-righteous energy. So again, that's how the energy of love begins to get distorted. Then when a person isn't healed, it's that they do have feelings for you. It's not like they don't. But I feel like they play games. I'm so attracted to you. So that's, again, understand the catalyst, right? We wouldn't stick around, we wouldn't get to know a person. I feel like your energy is so much different from this person. And then they would probably not even be attracted to someone like you because you're on a completely, you're too high of a vibration for this person. But because they're very attracted to you, they stick around. But I also feel like that's the when they say that there's a fine line between love and hate, right? Or when these really passionate like relationships where I feel like this person is all about the physical aspect of the relationship. And so they have to be really attracted, and they are. But again, I feel like their personality would be kind of like dominating. I am becoming a better person. They think again, because you're on a high vibration. So I feel like obviously you are in separation from them. See, I mean, I want to tell you how I feel. And I feel like it's like what they see is they can't be phony with you because they know that you'll see right through them. There's also a very fine line where they get so triggered by the things that you say, the things that you do, the way that you live. Again, this person is, I don't feel like they've really ventured out that much into the world. I feel like they made a big world for themselves in the place that they live. But the problem is, it's like all those same people, that they've grown up with. Part of when we change, what helps us change is that we're in new environments and we're around new people that widen our perceptions of life, about ourselves, that make us think. And so again, I believe that you're someone that's so different from this person, and that's why it's triggering. It makes this person think. And the thing is, they actually think that they could be in a relationship with you, and that's what they want to tell you. And even though that sounds crazy, because how can we go from this crazy ass energy? Well, we have to realize that this person, negativity is not a person's identity. It's the way that they feel along with grief, right? And so when a person feels that bad, it's like they're not going to be vulnerable. They're not going to apologize. They are going to wait it out. They're going to be prideful. But again, the attraction is what kept this person right there. It's like it's not an easy or a fast process for this person to be vulnerable. But I feel like it's not really, it's not that this person isn't attracted, like it said that they are, but I'm feeling like it's more like your life, like who you are. Like I feel like this person used to put so much stock into like fancy car, uh, the clothes that they wore, like outside things. And I feel like you're not someone that's like that. It's like you could be that way if you wanted to be that way, but you tend to be like, man, I'm just a chill person. Like, it's like if I'm going out, yeah, I'm gonna dress. I'll dress. I know how to dress, but for the majority of time, I just want to relax. And you're gonna meet the real you, that there's no show. And it's not even that you don't dress nice, because I feel like you do dress nice because Virgos do dress nice. But it's more or less like, again, you don't go out and buy the sweatsuit that's $500 because it's a name brand. You buy the sweatsuit that might be like $25, but it looks amazing on you, and and you know how to shop. You know what I mean? This person is used to the superficial. They're used to attracting people that are surface, that are the same as what they've experienced, which isn't that much. So here you come along, someone that beats to their own drum, that contradicts their norm, and again stirs up all these feelings. So I do believe that this is why, oh, they're like, I've been thinking about this for some time. I mean, this isn't something that they're like had an epiphany. I feel like they might have epiphany, but they've been thinking about you for a long time, for as long as you've been in separation, as long as you put your foot down after they realized that you weren't playing around. And you might be like, I don't really care, like, like about about you know their issues. But I think that it's helpful when we see why a person does what they do and why they think what they think. And then it helps us to understand why we attracted a person like that in our life. I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge this situation instead of surrender to it. Like I said, it's not an easy thing, like I said, because they're healing themselves. They're thinking outside the box. And people tend to be like, oh, well, what's the big deal? Well, if you lived around people that you perceived as supporting you your entire life, and that means with love and support and just showing up, not even any other way, it's, that's all so changing it, going against the norm is not that not that easy. If we're going up against our parents and we have a sort of big family, and our friends within our community. I mean, everyone thinks the same way. So, and I feel like you're someone that again thinks outside the box. You're someone that's not really the norm, someone that would, doesn't. I'm almost feeling like if you're a girl, if you're with a good guy, like you're like, this guy is like, well, my girlfriend goes like on a plane all over the place by herself, for her job, or out with friends. It's like knows how to do that by herself. Where again, they grew up in an environment that it's again, girls acted like a certain way, which was very codependent on their men. And then if you're with somebody that's a man, if you're somebody that's a woman that's with a man, that man acts again like overly like macho and kind of controlling, and it's very like old fashioned, very like way of thinking. And so to connect with someone that thinks differently, like, oh, you're in spirituality and you're not religious, like these little differences to those type of people that are very negative tend to think that they only see the difference. Remember, their point of view is always going to be that the glass is half empty. They're not going to see the benefits, the beauty in connecting with someone that's actually different from you, someone that thinks differently than you, to be able to articulate conversation. Because again, to try and understand the way that someone else is, that this person and their family, I feel like, is one of the problems within our society, because it's like you have to be open to everyone. You have to, it's all about love. It's all about learning the lessons of unconditional love. And when a person's negative, again, that they're not, they have shadows, they're closed off from that part of themselves. So of course they're like, I know that you're an important person, but I have a very hard time to surrender to it. No, because it's again, you're going up against what you always know. I'm beginning to focus on my mission, and our connection is part of that. I feel like this person feels like, again, it's not just you. it's everything about you. So whatever you do, like it's whatever, you know, if you whatever you do work wise, whatever your loves and your passions are, this person like actually feels like, feels like that they think that you're their muse. And I feel like that because they're like, I'm seeing it. But again, this person tends to project their fears and their limitations. Like it's like this, it would be the issue. It's like they are beginning to see, like, I understand why like you're in my life, why I can't let you go out of my life. And I feel like they tried to let you go out of their life. So they're thinking that whatever whatever you do, that they're going to do something with you. But the problem is that this person's not healed. And is again, you're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. And so, which is what they did in the beginning of like why I feel like you were in separation from this person. It's like their fears and their limitations of what they perceive that they could have, that got them a little bit too much into a competition with you, is what I felt, because they admire you. They like everything about you, but they're not on the high enough vibration, because if they were on the high enough vibration, they'd be able to lift you up. They can't lift you up. And because then you'd be like, it would be really noticeable how much of a different vibration that they're on. So understand, they're going to project their limitations and their fears because they haven't healed. However, they're like, I feel like I'm supposed to do something with you. I feel like it's again where now I feel like they're kind of projecting the connection of what it could have been. When they've been in separation from you for a long time, it's like nothing else worked. And now they're like, oh, it's you. I have a connection to you. And my issue with that, it's like almost like, okay, um, the planets are activating us to heal and bring us closer together, surrender to the changes. They actually believe um, that this is a divine connection. That's what they believe. Union is an energy, not a physical construct. Even when we aren't together, I feel our union. It's again because I feel like this person's becoming like obsessive. And it's because when a person stays in a place of negativity for long periods of time, it doesn't feel good. And so you can only drink so much and distract yourself. But over time, the energy is so heavy that we actually disassociate, we detach. And I feel like this person like has attachment like where they where I feel like they have detached themselves. And the issue is that they can still feel you. So in their mind, they're like, you have to be my person. But I feel like it's because they're obsessing. I feel like they're thinking about it and they're thinking about it because they're not in a good space. And fantasy, imagination is a way of escapism. And so I feel like this person is kind of doing a little bit of that because and I say that because it's not like they've done any healing. And it's not like how are they going to come back and fix what they did? We are alchemists. We transform fear into love and shadow into light. I was like, okay, so how is it done? And then spirit's like, okay, well, it can be done. It's not that it can't be done. I just feel like this is what they think. So it doesn't mean that it's accurate because it's their perception and we always have free will. But in their minds, and I've been getting this a lot, it's like the person that plays all these games because they're on a lower vibration, and they begin to realize again that you're their person. I want to know how. That's what I want to know. How did they know? It's again that, or what was the epiphany that happened? Because it's like, to me, I just want to know. Because it's like, okay, they do all this stuff, they're in a low vibration, they like your high vibration, they like your life. So they feel like you could be their muse. And it's because they're in a bad place and they've been fantasizing and ruminating and ruminating and ruminating, that it's again, now they convince themselves that they have feelings. The problem is this person hasn't put any time into you. And the and I'm gonna tell you, just because, with a person like this, if we were like to take just the person back, because it says, well, they're gonna come back, that it's like they have feelings, and we don't look at the fact that they didn't do any healing, then you can't expect them to be any different. It's like, I realize again, everything of course has the potential to alchemize when you have unconditional love. And like I said, I feel like this person wants to change. I said that in the beginning before I pulled any card. I said, I feel like even though they were someone that continues to sabotage themselves due to the negative energy, they're at the point where they want to change. And so the universe, again, this person thinks that the universe brought you to them because they can't stop thinking about you. So it's again, very likely. It's like at this time, the situation or outcome is likely to occur. It's again, that's what they believe. They believe that you really hold a place in their life. And that's why I'm like, I don't understand it, because it's like they did, but I feel like they do also know, you know what it is? They know that they put a lot of strain into the relationship, right? But this person, as you can see, ready, aim, fire on the bottom, is like almost like, I know I put strain on the relationship, but I work that way. I'm negative. I get in my own way and sabotage myself all the time, and then have to come back in and fix up my mess. So I'm used of having to come in and fix it. And I think I can win you over because this is how I get most of my achievements. It's not that I get them the first time around. I tend to like, sabotage myself. I care too much. And this is this person. And then I get to a place where I'm like, fuck it. And I'm gonna do it. And whatever happens, happens. And then it happens for this person. Because again, there's no attachment to it. So again, they're like, yeah, this happened to me before. So they don't think of it like as even anything really bad that they did, because they're like, yeah, but it's like I'm used to doing like stupid things and having to fix it. I'm used to having to repair it. Repair man. Like, literally. I'm used to getting in my own way and fixing it. And so this is why they're like, it's like, I just I'll just have to fix it. I'll have to heal it. I'll have to, it needs a lot of fixing, but again, I'm confident. I'm confident. And it's like, and I want to match your energy, and I perceive that you're confident, and I perceive that you have a happy life. So I want that life. And so it's again, I don't really feel like it's just you. I feel like it's your life. And I feel like this person feels like they could, you could be their muse. It's a little bit codependency. It's a little bit fantasy land. I'm not gonna lie. Um, this person also hasn't healed, and they're used to their attitudes a little bit too much, like, yeah, I'm used to fucking up a lot and then just having to fix it after. That's okay. People give me another chance. Where I feel like maybe if someone wouldn't give the chance, they would learn, because again, it's almost like it's okay. So this person might make a lot of money and might like say, well, I'm gonna come back in and I'm gonna really try and I'm gonna do that by buying you. It's again, instead of it being built on truth. And I just have to say that because that energy of negativity is still there. It's still there because it has nothing to do with how they feel about you. It has to do with how they feel about themselves. And there's a part of them that thinks that you're going to fix them. And that is what I wanted to take away from this reading. Even though, yeah, they're going to come back and they want to be with you. But this channel isn't really about that. It's about looking at the healing part. Then we could say, well, I wanted them to be with this person. But it's okay, as long as you're smart about it, where you don't go into it the same way that they are going into it, like a little bit like a fantasy, that you have to be aware, like this person still feels the same way, and that means they still need to do the work on themselves. And because part of them is like, well, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna do whatever you're doing, and I'm gonna hang out with your people, and I'm gonna do like, hell no. It's like, where's your identity? Why don't your relationships work? Why is there always so much negativity? Because you don't have your own. Because it starts off one way and then it goes away because no one's supposed to take on someone else's identity. No one's supposed to be that codependent. So that's what I wanted to look at, even though, like I said, I know a lot of people are like, oh, are they going to come back? Do they have feelings? They do have feelings and they do admire you. It's not that they don't admire themselves enough to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated is the focal point here. And I always like to end by saying, well, God, when you brought me this person, like you brought me this person, I want to know, uh, you know, I want to know why. I want to know why. I almost forgot. And then I also want to know like the last thing because I'm like, well, when it's energy like this, because I'm like, okay, well, you can like it, but just to have boundaries. And then spirit was like, well, like you gotta tell them why they attracted that person. Because you have to integrate your spiritual lesson. Because that person is coming in to bring you a medicine, and that medicine is to make you aware, hope. And I feel like that's a gift. Again, because these are inner child cards, and that they tell us again, not just of our shadows, but our gifts. So you might have been someone that always like was very positive, like the glass is half, like isn't half empty, it is actually half full. Where that's the energy that, gave this person the courage to come back, if it is the one of those divine connections, which, like I said, it's like, yeah, divine connection does mean that the spirit did set this connection up, but it was to learn, as it wasn't for you to sacrifice. So there's a very fine line here. So it's like, again, to have hope that someone can change, that someone wants to change. And that's what we do see here, a person that does want to change and sees you as that person. But remember, they tend to, again, have expectations of what it's going to look like. Before they had expectation that you were going to give up on yourself, kind of like, let them do whatever they wanted to do because of their negative energy. But now they have expectations where they're kind of putting you on a pedestal, second chakra imbalance on their part. Inner authority, again, I would say that that's another gift. And that's like, even though, and maybe this is why, because you're like, listen, I know I'm gonna like I take your advice, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. Which I respect that. But then it's like where you're like, listen, I'm gonna listen to my intuition. I also am gonna like, I'm not gonna be stupid this time. But I feel like I can give this person a chance and still like not lose myself. And who knows, maybe that's why spirit brought this person into your life too, that they want to be in your life so bad that they're going to really try it and be who they need to be. And because they want to, not because you're making them, but because they want to. That's the difference here. And you are like, I don't give a shit one way or the other. Whether you're here, whether you're not here, you're gonna prove to me who the fuck you are. And it's like I'm gonna listen to my intuition. I'm still gonna be hopeful because I have feelings for you, and I have a belief that you could be a good person. I'm gonna give you that. However, I'm gonna use my intuition, so we're gonna go at my pace, and I'm gonna be the person that lays the boundaries down because you don't respect me, you haven't respected me, you have to earn that respect back. You don't get the same version of me this time. Enjoy. It's again all positive cards. Where I was like looking for some traumatic shit, but it's like spirit was like, no, this person, yeah, like it was negative because, and their actions were in alignment due to what we said. However, um, they really are like want to come back. And I think the answer for most of you is not yes or no, because it's like do have feelings. There is a connection, but I can't do things their way. I mean, like, how am I going to be in a relationship with someone like this that I don't trust? And spirit says it's not about you trusting them, it's about you trusting yourself. And this was a gift of yours, inner authority, which is like my own intuition. I'm strong within that. The moment that I feel like it's not is the moment that I'm going to like not even have a conversation. I'm just going to again put the more energy into me. And you're going to again see that. And then when you see that, that's going to make you nervous because you like my life and I'm the person that is your muse. So you're going to intuitively know and to be because you want to match my energy, something that you want to do. I am never having a conversation though. Virgo, you are never having a conversation with this person of let's talk about the relationship. No, it's that the moment that you intuitively feel that they're not, it's that again they're robbing you of your joy. Well, then it's to again remove yourself and give that person a lot less. And then because you don't have to say you're the person that's strong within the relationship. They're coming back to you. It's like, and they're coming back to you because they know you're not going to them. It's like at this point, but they also have the motive of I want a better life. And I feel like you can give me that. Open to the universe. I'm discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. I am open to the divine lights of the universe. This is what God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, tells us, saying like you are also discovering your worth and your abilities, and part of your abilities is to command what you want. It's like this person wants to do it. It doesn't mean that they're going to be a perfect person. No one's perfect, but they want to do it. It's like you have to be open to the fact that again that the universe is kind of bringing this person to you to again show you your value. They are going to kind of put you on a pedestal and make you feel good now because again they want what you have, but then it's also up to you to navigate the relationship, like I said. And let this person also heal again and discover their worth and their abilities so that they can transmute that negative energy. So I don't believe that the answer is, yeah, stay with them. No, no, don't. It's kind of like give this person a chance, but do it with strict boundaries is what I feel like, because it's like more or less about you continually to grow yourself. And when you have someone like this around you, where you have to continually lay boundaries down, and that might be a challenge for you, someone that's like, I feel bad. I don't like to really do that. Well, maybe Spirit's saying, well, I'm going to bring this person to you because they're not only going to like help you distinguish your boundaries, but the practice of boundaries. Because when you're in business and other areas of your life, if you're weak in this area, you're going to be taken advantage of. So to actually have someone that's a little bit challenging for you, where you have to stay in your truth. Now, that doesn't mean take advantage of someone. It means that you have to kind of learn how to dictate the relationship, how it's going to go. It doesn't mean that you never ask this person what their opinion is, but it's no matter what, you never take yourself off of your path because that's what it is. This person wants to be, wants you to be their muse. Well, again, show them. But so, which means more time with you and your life, because that's not the only person. You're not the only person that trains your person when you're involved in your life. And then the people that are in your life also train this person, because your person, again, wants to be in your life, but it doesn't mean that all the behaviorisms are gone. What helps us change behaviorisms are new environments and new people with new directions in life. And that's not just for them, but for you. And I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. Hope it's not super long. All my readings lately have been super long. I hope you don't mind. Love you guys. Thanks for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. And again, I'm trying to do, I'm doing another winter reading tomorrow, and I will have an open floor after as well. So just let me know when you guys are around and when you want me to start doing some lives for you. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.